Hello! It should be an auspicious time to begin tracking up the strategic gains that have accrued to the 12 business focus areas by the NNPC so far this year. But stories, issues, and events are happening thick and fast. So we'll keep going with the flow of what's trending, but two enduring yardsticks. Global oil outlook, which has been the industry's Man Friday in 2018, and reason for the enduring relative stability. One of the stories is talking about assurance, and that's a good takeaway. And second, the fresh numbers in the oil and gas export sales for August 2018 listed in the latest NNPC's monthly financial and operational report. An ingenious transparency tradition by the NNPC and major boost for BUFA. And talking about boost to stability is where Saudi Arabia's crude oil output cut fits in. It's part of the takeaways from the 21st ADIPEC. While it matters that deeply concerns the NNPC, the corporation is asking that its pipelines be allowed to rest in peace and not in pieces. The highlights should provide more detailed revelation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Akin Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
You know, he is really exceptionally great. And for me to hear what people say of him, think of him, certainly, what can I say other than to endorse it 100% plus.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. NNPC go bring fuel for all motorists.
NNPC say them get fuel jabrata for ground. Saboteur. All of una wey dey tiff with fuel and petroleum station where they hot smuggle and divert our fuel go neighboring country. Plus people where they build small tank and sell fuel past our government price of 145 naira per liter. Stop am o. Because why? Now big offense now. Now jail straight away. NNPC say our government no increase fuel price. Now still 145 naira per liter. So therefore no buy black market, no do panic buying, and no fuel there we go round. Nigerians, if you see any petrol station where they sell fuel past our government price of 145 naira per liter, kia report to the nearest security agency when near you or the Department of Petroleum Resources. Na Ndu Ohamadu, Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, signed this message.
The highlights. OPEC assures of sustainable market stability. Efficiency across NNPC's value chain is a factor of cut in operational costs. We'll pin this down to who and where in the details, even as the corporation warns that pipeline breaching is suicidal. And related to this is the corporation's dominance in the retail side of business. IEA examines future patterns of global energy system. NNPC does not only acknowledge commendations, the corporation also knows how to give it. The details are loaded. We'll be back. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Group Managing Director, Dr. Mikanti Baru, has commended Saudi Arabia in its recent decision to announce daily crude oil production cut by 1 million barrels per day from December this year. Dr. Baru, who disclosed this while speaking at the Global Business Leaders Panel session on the sidelines of the 21st Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference, ADIPEC, held in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, stated that the move would significantly stabilize the energy market. The Group Managing Director, NNPC, stated that given Nigeria's production constraints, it is important that oil price does not fall below $70.
It had reached at a point up to 86, but 2 weeks ago we started seeing an erosion in that value, and it has come down to as low as about $70, $71 a barrel. So until Saudi Arabia made that pronouncement about 2 days ago, then the price is now inching up slightly. What we want is to be able to have a stable oil price about $70. That will ensure that we produce and have fairly some good values to remain on the table.
Dr. Barrow disclosed at the panel discussion that NNPC would deploy cutting-edge technology to enhance its operations and maximize value across its business value chain. In a related development, The NNPC Chief Operating Officer downstream, Mr. Henry Ikemobi, said the NNPC was ready for business and that Nigeria would keep up technological advancements within the global oil and gas industry.
The NNPC's current approach is to see the downstream as an integrated part of the oil and gas industry. So you're not just looking at the retailing end or the consumer end, you're looking at the upstream, you're looking at the midstream, and you're looking at the downstream at the same time.
Nigeria-born Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC Secretary General Dr. Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo has assured Nigeria and the global oil community that the organization would do all it takes to sustain the relative stability currently witnessed in the global energy market. Dr. Barkindo stated this at the 21st Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference, ADIPEC, held in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, UAE. Barkindo said the assurance on sustainable stability was necessary in the wake of emerging uncertainties in world energy demand, the resurgence of non-OPEC supplies, as well as international geopolitics.
It's amazing to see now almost everybody you meet here at ADIPEC is looking forward to 2019 and is asking questions on how OPEC and non-OPEC will continue with the exemplary and wonderful job that we have done in the last 2 years. It means that we have established on the oil and gas global scene a permanent feature.
Dr. Barkindo stated that from the global crude oil data available to OPEC, the last quarter of 2018 market fundamentals is stable, stressing that there is no cause for alarm.
The mandate of the Declaration of Cooperation in December of 2016 was A, to restore stability, B, to ensure that the stability is sustained going forward.
The federal government said concerted efforts are on to turn Nigeria into the gas hub of Africa. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and head of Nigeria's delegation to the 20th International Gas Exporting Countries Forum, GECF, Dr. Ibe Kachuku, made this known in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Kachuku, who was represented by NNPC Chief Operating Officer, Gas and Power, Engineer Saidu Mohammed, said gas is a driver of development and central to Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Dr. Kachuku noted that Nigeria's key focus is to enable sustainable production and distribution of natural gas to ensure the nation's energy security. Also participating at the conference are member GECF Technical Board and Group General Manager, Corporate Planning and Strategy, Balawunti. GECF is a gathering of the world's leading gas producers and was set up as an international governmental organization with the objective to increase the level of coordination and strengthen the collaboration among member countries.
Major transformations are on the way for the global energy sector, from growing electrification to the expansion of renewables, upheavals in oil production and globalization of natural gas markets. The International Energy Agency IEA 2018 World Energy Outlook says, across all regions and fuels, policy choices made by governments will determine the shape of the energy system of the future. The WEO's scenario-based analysis outlines different possible futures for the energy system across all fuels and technologies. It offers a contrast with different pathways based on current and planned policies and those that can meet long-term climate goals under the Paris Agreement, reduce air pollution, and ensure universal energy access. The outlook states that in all cases, governments will have a critical influence in the direction of the future energy system. Under current and planned policies, modeled in the new policy scenario, energy demand is set to grow by more than 25% to 2040, requiring more than $2 trillion a year of investment in new energy supply. IEA's Executive Director, Dr. Fatih Birol, said the analysis shows that over 70% of global energy investments will be government-driven, and as such, the message is clear that the world's energy destiny lies with government decisions. The The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Dr. Maikanti Baru, has charged the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, CIPM, in Nigeria to evolve new and efficient ways of managing human resources in the 21st century. The GMD gave the charge during a panel session at a conference which held at the International Conference Center, Abuja, to mark the 50th anniversary of the institute. Speaking at the conference with the theme, Standing Out, the GMD, who was represented by the Chief Operating Officer Corporate Services, Mr. Issa Inoa, said human resource management practice, like most things in life, was constantly changing and urged CIPM to strive to always be a step ahead of the changes to remain relevant.
We need to begin to think differently. The world is changing. We cannot continue to run processes, guidelines and thoughts suited for 20, 25 years ago, today.
The GMD also used the occasion to congratulate the Institute on its 50th anniversary, adding that the relevance being enjoyed by the Institute today was as a result of the good work and right things it had done over the years. The high point of the occasion was the presentation of a plaque to the Chief Operating Officer Corporate Services, appreciation of his contributions to the human resources practice over the years.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has warned vandals and other miscreants to stay clear of its facilities, including pipelines. NNPC Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Mr. Ndu Hamadu, stated this in Abuja, cautioning that anyone who fails to heed the golden advice would sooner than later find himself or herself to blame. The NNPC spokesperson said the regretful fate of a vandal whose lifeless body was discovered recently in a pipeline at Baga axis of Ogijo in Ogun State should send clear warnings to those whose stock in trade is to breach oil and gas pipelines with reckless abandon. Mr. Uamadu called on relevant government agencies to collaborate with the corporation to appropriately tame vandalism of oil facilities, adding that host communities should also partner the NNPC to tame the scourge. He disclosed that as Yuletide draws close, well-meaning Nigerians should be vigilant and report activities of miscreants which may cause disruptions in product distribution across the country, saying law enforcement agencies should also be contacted the moment a breach is discovered. To continue creating value addition by increasing its competitiveness in the global marketplace, as well as to improve the management of the national economy, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has announced that it is set to go beyond its current market share of 14% in the petroleum product retail market. Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Maikanti Baru, disclosed this during the NNPC Day at the 2018 Lagos International Trade Fair, adding that the corporation was expanding and integrating the nation's gas pipeline network system to meet the unprecedented domestic gas demand. Dr. Baru, who was represented at the occasion by the Chief Operating Officer downstream, Mr. Henry Ikemobi, noted that in the last couple of years, the NNPC had engaged itself in a process of transformation which includes the creation and rebranding of the corporation's downstream entities, such as the Petroleum Products Marketing Company, PPMC, the Nigerian Pipelines and Storage Company, MPSC, and NPC Retail and NNPC Shipping.
To aid in achieving this target, we have expanded our retail outlets. Notable examples are indeed within the southwest region of Nigeria.
Speaking earlier, President of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Babatunde, commended the federal government on the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
We acknowledge the effort of government in the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has said that crude oil and gas export sale by the corporation in August 2018 was $470 million, indicating an upsurge of about $78 million in relation to the July oil and gas export figures of $391.91 million. The State Oil Corporation Monthly Financial and Operations Report for August 2018, released in Abuja by the corporation's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Undu Amadu, indicated that crude oil export sales contributed $337.62 million, which represents 71.83% of the dollar transactions, compared with $283.43 million contribution in the previous month. The release said export gas sales during the period amounted to $132.38 million, adding that the August 2017 to August 2018 crude oil and gas transactions involved crude oil and gas exports worth $5.26 billion. It further explained that based on the above sales figures, a total export receipt of $450.24 million were recorded in August 2018 as a receipt against $382.65 million in July 2018. Contribution from crude oil during the period is stated amounted to $336.43 million, while gas and miscellaneous receipts stood at $101.33 million and $12.48 million respectively. A further breakdown of the figures showed that out of the export receipts, $142.31 million was remitted to the Federation account, while $307.93 million was remitted to fund the JV cost recovery for the month of August 2018 to guarantee current and future production. The August 2018 NNPC Financial and Operation Report is the 37th in this series.
The General Manager, Group Security Department of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Sam Otobezi, has been honored by My Project Institute of Security and Strategic Studies with its 2018 Security Excellence Award, SEA. The special award on the NNPC Security Chief, according to the Institute, was in recognition of his tireless efforts towards the promotion of sustainable security around oil and gas infrastructure across the country. In his acceptance speech, Otobeze stressed the need for continuous round-the-clock monitoring of facilities across the oil and gas value chain, adding that the award will spur him to do more to secure lives and property.
The gun will not secure the society. Armored cars will not secure the society. You can touch the heart of the society, and by that touch, the society will secure itself. So it is high time we start moving the assignment of securing the nation to the people of the nation.
He was honored alongside other distinguished Nigerians, including the Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje.
Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of the feedback segment of the program. My name is Julia Auta. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and its various strategic business units were at the center of excellence for the Lagos International Trade Fair to showcase its various products and services to the world. On today's edition, we bring to you the impressions of the various stakeholders that visited the corporation's pavilion at the fair.
NNPC, they are doing a great job, and thank God for them. Nigerians, let's celebrate them. Let's encourage them more. God bless Nigeria. God bless NNPC.
The main thing I've understood about NNPC before visiting their stand was that they are in for business in the rivers and all the coastline areas of Nigeria. But more importantly, with my visit today, I've discovered that they are even more into corporate social responsibilities as well.
The southern region has been mapped, and the different blocks in the mapping of those regions and the different processes that are being carried out, how the oil mining leases are being given out for exploring of crude oil in Nigeria.
Well, it's nice coming to NNPC stand. I got to know more of what they do. Of course, I hear NNPC a lot, but government things. But I'm so impressed, more impressed about the renewable energy aspect that they are going into, because that's sustainability for the environment and for man. I really, really appreciate that.
But it is good that you people have come into the trade fair to tell us, the people, the efforts we are doing, having to bring the suffering of the masses to a standstill.
I've learned that we got our diesel, kerosene, other things from crude oil.
I learned that these places that we get petrol, kerosene and gases, and the filling station like Float Mega Station, and where we get crude oil from.
From the feedback, you will agree that the NNPC is indeed an integrated oil and gas company engaged in adding value to the nation's hydrocarbon resources for the benefit of all Nigerians and other stakeholders. And that's all we have for you today on this segment. Please stay with us for the other segments of the program.
Hello, you're welcome to yet another enlightening segment of the program. I am Faith Ayuba. Did you know that the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC, the upstream flagship of NNPC, is the largest supplier of gas to the domestic market with an average of 550 million standard cubic feet of gas per day supply? The NNPC and its JVs have identified 7 critical gas development projects to bridge the medium-term domestic gas supply deficit by 2020. Did you know that the NNPC and its JV partners have also engaged project management consultants to work with the project management teams for accelerated implementation? On August 29, 2017, the NNPC signed the first ever gas sales agreement with Greenville Mini LNG to usher in the era of virtual pipelines in Nigeria. Did you also know that the areas not easily accessible by gas pipelines can now be reached through virtual pipelines? Please stay with us. The program continues.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices slipped Friday, weighed down by rising supply going into a market in which consumption is expected to slow down amid a glum economic outlook. Brent crude oil futures were trading at $65.88 per barrel, down 24 cents or 0.4% from their last close. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures were at $55.96 per barrel, down 29 cents or 0.5%. Since early October, oil prices have lost around a quarter of their values as supply soars just as demand is expected to slow down along with an economic downturn. Meanwhile, data released this week showed economic contraction in industrial powerhouses Japan and Germany in the third quarter. At the same time, supply has been surging, especially due to a 22% rise in U.S. crude oil production this year to a record 11.6 million barrels per day. As a result, oil inventories are rising. The American Petroleum Institute said during the week that crude inventories rose by 8.8 million barrels in the week to November 9 to 440.7 million, compared with analyst expectations for an increase of 3.2 million barrels. Fearing a renewed glut like in 2014, when prices crashed under the weight of oversupply, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is discussing supply cuts. To do so successfully, OPEC, under the de facto leadership of Saudi Arabia, will need Russia on its side, which is not an OPEC member. And that's about the size of Crude Oil Outlook on this edition of the program. I am Solomon Yopave.
Whether they are no longer importing or they are importing, but one thing is that product is available in the country.
That's been Oil and Gas Forum for this week. Quite a lot of takeaways. You'll be spoiled for choice. Going into the new week, it's great momentum. Enjoy your week. Bye now.